ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. When I came to Ashura with you, my years are going, Mawla, I cry for Mawla, Allahumma kun salawatuka وفي وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وآينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمنيه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. It's Shabi Ashur, brothers. This is a day we look forward to all our lives. All our year round we look forward to Ashura. It's not just a day for mourning, although it is narrated whoever is saddened on this day will be happy on the day of Qiyamah. Inshallah, I'm not worried that you guys will have any trouble in the day of Qiyamah. You guys are Hussein. But this day is not just for mourning, it's for renewing our allegiance with Mawlai Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So tonight, in your A'mal, and today in Ashura, whenever you remember Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, don't forget Abu Abdullah of your time. Remember Mawlai Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman. He only needs a couple of us and he can reappear. Let's promise to ourselves, to Allah, when we're reading Ziyat Ashura, when we say, Ya Allah, I gain closeness to you through Imam al-Ali wa Hassan wa Hussein, that we promise that inshaAllah we will be Husseini and we will be the ones that will accompany the Imam and not let what happened in Karbala happen to our Imam of our time. It is customary for our Majalis to be started with the recitation of the Holy Quran, which will happen inshaAllah. A few ground rules and inshallah we will start. This year is like no other. We've already had some complaints. This Majalis that you are hearing today, the idea was very simple. That the volunteers who volunteer at Muhibban, the drive-in Majlis, at Haydariyun, at Dar, our brothers in 404 and at Al-Hussein, these brothers who volunteer and do the service to Abu Abdullah so other public can enjoy, other Shias can enjoy the Majalis and commemorate Imam al-Hussein, don't normally get the Majlis themselves properly. So this Majlis is specifically for them and also for some people that we know personally. That's why we have to sort of like be very careful of who we're getting in the Majlis. Only reason being is because the SOPs and the protocols aren't as strict as we are doing in our own Adare and our own Majalises. So I need a bit of responsibility to go on your shoulders and not just of the organizers. When I say that, what do I mean? For the last few nights during the Majlis, it's okay, everyone's doing the 1 meter distance. But when it comes to the Matam, everyone's forgetting what I keep saying to them. That when you get up for Matam, there's one rule today. Sit now where you want to stand for Matam. There won't be any moving around during Matam, okay? There will be no circles, there will be no halq, yeah? There will be no lines. You're going to be doing Matam where you're standing. And inshallah you will enjoy the Matam as well, because if you see the videos coming out of Iran and stuff, you see Matam happening like this. So inshallah this is a different way of doing Matam, but if you do passionately Matam next to the Zari, it's going to be the same as doing the Matam next to the speakers. Only people that shouldn't be wearing the face masks are the speakers or anyone on the podium. So please, anybody else, wear your face masks. And I know that you guys maybe, or some of you might be from the same household, but can you please observe the 1 meter rule with the face mask? Front, back, left and right. Nobody should be in a 1 meter. The last thing we want is the Idara to get in trouble for any of breaking of any rules or regulations. And the last thing I want as a doctor is you guys end up getting COVID through this Majalis. So please do be thinking and cognizant that you're going back to your families. So you need to be a bit responsible. Inshallah, you will be. And obviously the Idara runs on money. Kindly, they have given us this hall for free without asking anything back. They said yes. But what I asked Brother Tayyib to do is bring the contactless machine. If, mashallah, there's already 50 brothers here. If each of us gives £5, which is nothing for us, one burger costs £5, one burger meal costs £5. If we get £5, that's £250, So that will go a long way in helping the Idara. There have been troubling times through COVID. So please, if you do want to sit or in a help you want to do wherever you are, come now in a way to speak to the aged people. If you want to come to the front to Matam, do it now, not afterwards. When it's Matam time today, we will be strict because they are expecting a lot more people. And I don't want to cut off the door and close the doors. As I said, it's customary for us to start with the recitation of the Holy Quran. And with somebody like my brother who is in the audience, it doesn't make sense for anybody else to recite Holy Quran. I know he's very humble and he's already said no, but inshallah we will embarrass him until he comes up to the stage. So without any further ado, I'd like to bring onto the stage Brother Mahdi Hishmati to recite a few verses of the Holy Quran. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Brother Mahdi is a very beautiful Quran reciter, and it doesn't make sense to recite Quran in front of him, but he's saying there is a reason he cannot recite. He has been reciting and doing his service throughout Muharram, so I reckon it's probably in that sense. So with his permission, inshallah, I will begin. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. Without any further ado, I'd like to call onto the stage a brother who will recite 2-3 minutes of poetry in English. Brother Akil, if you can come onto the stage with your loudest salawat. Allah.
Brothers, Assalamu alaikum. Not going to take up too much of your time. Just want to do a couple of poems. First poem I want to dedicate to the mothers of Majalis, Bibi Fatima, sallallahu alayhi Fatima. People describe you in so many ways, yet is it ever enough? My praying pen get lost in trying not to shut off. For what words can I say that will ever do right by you? I look for God's examples of women to help get me through. I pay very close attention to this. God says, when a woman is born, she becomes a mercy for her father. In times of ease in his life, or even when life becomes harder. But what if your father is a mercy to the whole of mankind? My brain starts to shake at the thought of the mercy you could provide. God also says, when a woman marries a man in Islam, she completes half of his religion. But what if the man you marry was described as the soul of Islam through carrying out his mission? What half of religion of that man could you complete? I think it was his whole religion, as you were his missing piece. Now God also says, when a woman becomes a mother in Islam, her feet are classed as paradise. A mother's position in Islam is that which can never die. But what if your sons are the masters of this paradise? My brain is perplexed at your worth as your sons are 11. Fatima, 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 I will never know your true worth for as long as I try. I could spend a lifetime on this until my mind and brain fries. Knowing your worth is not a gift for us mere men. Writing your worth is not a job for my mere pen. The only peace I have is knowing I can spend a lifetime being your slave. The holy heartache I have is knowing I can spend a lifetime searching for your grave. Salawat. Now brothers, picture the scene. If it helps, close your eyes. It's the 10th of Muharram. Ali Asghar is in his cot. Throughout the day, his mother comes in and out to check on him. She doesn't know if he's even alive. Everybody has left now to fight. Imam Hussain is on his own. She comes back in the tent to check on his baby. In this particular moment, he has a lot of energy. There's a sparkle in his eye. She picks her baby up for the very last time. What's she thinking in her mind? What are these flashes I see as I look into your eyes? I see many things and aspects, but never any goodbyes. I remember not so long ago to sleep, you would leave my lullaby. Now when I see you sleep, I don't even know if you're alive. I see the potential of the man you can become. I see you crawling to taking your first steps and beginning to run. I see you grow older, wiser, and even your first facial hair. I see your wedding, your bride, all of this in your stare. I see your trials in life and how it will help you get you through what you cannot bear. I even see you grow old and how the light black turns to grey hair. Through all of this, I know I will be right by your side. I wish I could save you, but in this desert there is nowhere to hide. I'm your source of life, your mother, the one who gave you your name. But my baby, you're my source of life, similar to my jugular vein. As I sit here and feel your hand wrap around my finger, I wish God would stretch this moment and make it forever linger. I'm supposed to be your protector, your person in need, your biggest helper. Like a mother lion protects its cub, believe me, I wish I could. For you are so innocent, you've never even called me mother. Now I'm destined to be a heartbroken woman just like the others. With a beautiful soul like you, my love, I wouldn't need to. But how can I call myself your mother when I lost the ability to even feed you? Oh my son, I am broken, but please do not blame me. By God, if I could, I would leave here and rush you to safety. Please remember your mother is afraid and I've done all I can do. I even have no tears left to cry, but even them I would have fed you. How I wish your cries would turn to the laughter I remember. How I wish your warmth was the result of the hugs I give you so tender. Now your father calls for help and your tiny body struggles to run to his aid. You even kick yourself out of your cradle and your life is something ready to be laid. A true grandson of the Lee, only at your tiny age. Just know I'm proud to have a son so courageous and brave. Watching you crawl to him now, my heart breaks over again. At 6 months you bring shame to all of those other men. A great son of your father Hussein, I know this to be true. I shouldn't be surprised, but I can't bear this being the last time I see you. Take one last look at this woman, a broken mother. Ashamed I couldn't feed you or protect you, maybe you deserved another. One last look in my eye and my heart is ablaze. One more smile from me before I pick you up for our final embrace. I hear your heart beat, my son, can you hear mine? May this moment be the one to stretch forever and lost in time. Salawat.
Thank you, very beautiful poetry, brother. I apologize personally for the brothers who came on time. We finished our Majalis late, so even our volunteers aren't here yet. So apologies for those who came on time and early. But it is Shab Ashur, it is Saturday night, and this night only comes once a year, inshallah. And tomorrow is a day off, and the day off after that as well, so you will forgive me if it does go to a bit late. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome onto the stage our beautiful beloved brother Muhammad Naqwi, who will deliver our lecture today about Shab Ashur. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Just before we start, a clarification from last night's Majlis. Some of the brothers may have understood when I said the parents of Ammar bin Yasir, they were the first Muslims. As in they were the first amongst the people who accepted Islam. As you know, the first to become Muslim was Khadija alayhi salam, followed by Amir al-Mu'mineen, who showed his faith. As he was a Muslim to begin with, he was born as a Muslim. But at the time of the prophecy, when the Islam started, then Imam showed that he is a Muslim. Amongst them was the father and mother of Ammar, but they were the first people to get shaheed in Islam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أول الخلق والعدد سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا وسلم. Where he says مكتوب على العرش, it is engraved on the throne of Allah, إن الحسين مصباح الهدى وسفينة النجاة. Surely Hussein is the lamp of light and the ark of salvation. This ark, you still have time, you still have the choice, you still have the option to go to Hussein and ask him to let you on this ark. Imam al-Rada alayhi salam says, كلنا سفن النجاة. We, Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, we're all, each and every one of us is a ship of salvation. ولكن سفينة جدي الحسين أوسع وفي لجج البحر أسرع. But the ark or the ship of my grandfather Hussein, it is much wider, and in the hard waves of the oceans it travels faster. Even in many narrations we find on the day of judgment, the amount of people that will enter paradise from the door of Hussein will be much more than any other Imam alayhi salam. So ask Allah to give you the chance this night, tomorrow, day, to ride this ark of Hussein alayhi salam. Few of those people who rode this ark on a night like this 1400 years ago, who were they? And why did they stay with Hussein alayhi salam? Despite the fact Imam al-Hussein, a time like this, 1400 years ago, he gathered all his ashab in his tent and he spoke to them. He said to them, إِنِّي لَا أَرَى أَصْحَابًا خَيْرًا مِنْ أَصْحَابِي, or أَفْضَلَ مِنْ أَصْحَابِي. Imam says to them, I do not see companions better than my companions. Keeping in mind that Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam is the owner of علم اللدن وآتيناه من لدنا علما, علم اللدني, which means Allah has given him that knowledge. He is born with that knowledge. And what does ladun mean? He has the knowledge from prior to Adam until Qiyamah and beyond. Now when Hussein says, Inni la a'lam, I do not know, he has all this in mind. The timeline from the creation until the end of creation. He says, Inni la a'lam, I cannot see, I do not know better companions than my companions. وَلَا أَهْلَ بَيْتٍ خَيْرَ مِنْ أَهْلِ بَيْتِ. And no Ahl Bayt, no family are better than my family. فَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ عَنِّي خَيْرَ الْجَزَاءِ. May Allah reward you on my behalf the best of rewards. هَذَا اللَّيْلِ قَدْ غَشِيَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ فِي حِلٍّ مِّنْ بَيْعَتِي. This night has come and you are all free from the bay'ah of Hussein. I allow you to leave. I guarantee you that my grandfather on the day of judgment will do your shafa'ah. These people want Hussein, they don't want you. It's as if Hussein was telling them, these 30,000 people out there, they are after me. Hussein knew if each of those 30,000 mal'oons were to attack him, one strike from each would cut him into pieces. Yet he told them, go, they don't want you. هذا الليل فخذوه جملا فاتخذوه جملا. He speaks the truth. Let's leave. Not a single person left his place. Not a single person. In fact, Sayyid al-Ashiqeen, Abbas alayhi salam, on the day of Karbala, Sayyid al-Ashiqeen, you want to understand Abbas? Read about Abbas alayhi salam. What did he say? What did he do? He said to the Imam, for us, O Hussein, when the sun rises in the morning, it doesn't rise unless you open your eyes. This is a ashiq. His Imam of time is not there. It's worthless to live in this dunya. He says, if you were to go, who would Abbas lead his salah behind? The Salatul Ishq that you read, O Hussein, who would Hussein read it behind? قَبَّحَ اللَّهُ الْعَيْشَ بَعْدَكَ يَا حُسَيْنِ. May Allah make this life ugly after you, O Hussein. It's worthless. I've lived as a servant under you for 33 years, and now, when you need us most, you want us to leave? I don't leave. Muslim ibn Awsaja, he would say, okay, Abbas is the son of Amir al-Mu'mineen, the brother of Hassan, the brother of Hussein, and so on. Why did Muslim stay? Muslim ibn Awsaja. Why did Habib stay? Why did John stay? You know what Muslim says? He says to Imam, he brought his spear. He says to Imam, I would not be pleased until I put this spear in the chests of your enemies, O Abu Abdullah. And if I do not have the spear, then I would take the stones and stone them. And if I do not have a stone, I would fight them with my bare hands. But I would never leave you. And then later on, he says, do you want us to leave you, O Hussein? قَبَّحَ اللَّهُ الْعَيْشَ بَعْدَكَ. This life without you is worthless. أَمَا وَاللَّهِ. There's no exaggeration. ثُمَّ أُحْرَقْ ثُمَّ أُذَرْءُ فِي الْهَوَاءِ ثُمَّ أُحْيَا ثُمَّ أُقْتَلْ ثُمَّ أُحْرَقْ ثُمَّ أُذَرْءُ فِي الْهَوَاءِ يُفْعَلُ بِي ذَلِكَ أَلْفَ مَرَّةٍ مَا تَرَكْتُكَ يَا حُسَيْنِ. Loyal people. What did he say to the Imam? He says, I swear by Allah, if I was to be killed and these people were to burn me, and then they would throw my ashes in the air, and Allah would give me life again, and I was to be killed and burned and my ashes to be thrown in the air, if that was to happen to me 1,000 times, I would not leave you, O Hussein. 1,000, what does it mean? Infinite. Infinite ishq. I would not leave you, O Hussein. These are the ashab, that the Imam was so proud of on the night of Ashur. On the day of Ashur, he could not leave them. He would cry, each and every one of them. They would see the ishq of the Imam through his eyes. Through his eyes, they would see the ishq. How much does he love us? How could we leave him? Burayr and Abdul Rahman. On a night like this, Burayr, Abdul Rahman, two of the very loyal companions. Burayr was of a very old age. He started to make Abdul Rahman laugh on a night like this. Abdul Rahman tells him, "Oh Burayr, look at the way they think. If one of us today was to think like them, you know what people will tell you? You're insane. You have lost it." For those people, at that time, people told them, "What are you thinking? How do you think?" You know, truly, someone who's ashiq, no one understands his thinking. No one. Bahlul, for example, people told him he's insane, yet he was one of the most loyal companions of our Imams alayhi salam. People told him, "You're insane." Likewise, the ushaq of Imam al-Hussein in Karbala, people told him, "You're insane." One of them was Burayr. He says to him, Abdul Rahman says to him, "How do you make me laugh, or do you make jokes on a night like this? This is the night of worship, the night of Quran, the night to seek proximity to Allah, and you make me laugh?" Look at what Burayr tells them. He says, "If you were to ask my tribe, even in my youth age, I would not joke. Why would I joke on a night like this? But I'm very happy. I'm full of joy today." What is it, O Burayr? Why are you full of joy? He says that we will be killed alongside our Imam in less than a day. Someone who is going to be killed is full of joy. You would call them crazy, insane. You are going to be killed, and you think that this is something that should make you laugh? If Imam Mahdi alayhi salam was to walk in from that door right now, how many people, if he was to say tomorrow each one of you will be killed with me, are we going to be like Burayr, looking forward to it, smiling? Yes, fadaka ya mawlay, labbayka ya Mahdi. Burayr says, this is one. He tells them, do you know what the second, which is making me more joyful? He says, what is it? We will die before Hussein, which makes us go to paradise alongside Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Fatima, Hassan, to welcome Hussein into paradise. Ishq. Even there they want to be servants of Hussein, not just in this dunya. These are the people. These are the ushaq of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. On a night like this, they did not leave. Even though, when they finished this talking, what did they spend it as? The enemies describe the qafla, or the place of Imam al-Hussein, the tents of Imam al-Hussein. They were remembering Allah like bees go around a hive. Have you ever seen bees? Have you heard how they go around a hive? This is how they were remembering Allah on a night like this. Quran, Salatul Layl, Tasbih, all night. All night. They were the people of Allah as well as Hussein, hand by hand. Hussein, Allah, Allah, Hussein, same for them. Inna al-Hussein safinatun najat. They went into the ark of Hussein alayhi salam. And I ask you all, and I myself, let's join this ark of Hussein tonight, brothers. Let's take advantage of what we have today. Allah would not swear by a night like this if it wasn't very great in His eyes. We don't know. We do not understand. Our Imam alayhi salam right now is in Karbala, weeping, lamenting Hussein alayhi salam. If our Imam alayhi salam does that, what should we do? If he seeks proximity to Allah through Hussein, then who are we not to? This is Hussein alayhi salam. And like I promised in the past few nights, I will mention you a glimpse of what happened to your master on the day of Ashura. So keep that tomorrow. Keep that in mind tomorrow. What happened to Imam al-Hussein? How much love did he have for each and every one of you? He had you all in his mind on the day of Ashura. I want these people to live under the banner of Islam, even if it was to cost me my life, even if it was to cost me the life of Asghar, the life of Akbar, the life of Abbas, the captivity of Zainab, I would still go ahead with it. This is the love of Hussein. How should we repay him back? How should we repay Imam al-Hussein? We can't repay him back. Can we be there now? We can't. All we can do is shed our tears on Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam says, Cry Aba Abdullah like a mother who had lost her child. Have you ever seen a mother losing her child? She doesn't care whether she's in public, people are mocking her, she doesn't care. Where is my son? I want my son. Cry Aba Abdullah like that mother. Cry Aba Abdullah Hussein. Weep Aba Abdullah Hussein. In fact, in one of the narrations we have, the more your tears that you shed from your eyes, they are the cure for the juruh of Aba Abdullah, for the wounds of Aba Abdullah Hussein. Cry for Aba Abdullah. These tears will be your shafa'ah on the day of judgment. Something that you could show Sayyidah Fatima, I was there for your son, O Fatima. Do my shafa'ah, look at me. I lived by the side of Hussein alayhi salam, though I was very far away from him. I wish I was there. Since I was not there, I helped my Hussein of time, like Brother Kazim was just mentioning now. Your Hussein is still alive. You were not able to be with Hussein, 61 AH. You have Hussein today. You have Ali today. You have Hassan today with you. You have each of the waris of each of your imams is living today right now. Remember him. Seek proximity to your imam this night, tomorrow. Today he is the muhtaj of your dua. Imagine imam reaches a stage where he needs your dua. Can you imagine the calamity that he has fallen onto him today or tonight? Every day, let alone Ashura, every day is something that the imam cries Imam Hussein day and night, day and night. 364 days a year he cries Imam Hussein. This one day, what would happen to him? What would happen to the imam? Let's picture what I'm about to say with your imam alayhi salam. Just picture what happened to the imam. Now, some people would think that it was the day of Ashura, imam was all okay, he was fine. Shimr la'natullahi alayhi came, he kicked the imam, he sat on the imam and he killed the imam. That was not the case. That was not the case. Lest someone would think this, I will tell you, prior to the dhabh of the imam, what happened. The imam left alone. Abbas left, Akbar left, Asghar left, Qasim left. He was left all alone. Now the enemies would take advantage. The narrators say, Sahmun fi nahrihi. And I would like you to look at me, my brothers. I will show you the way these people killed your Imam alayhi salam. How they slaughtered your Imam. Yesterday I told you that how monsters were they. I'll show you how monsters were they. Nahrun sahmun fi nahrihi. There are two different words in the Arabic language when it comes to slaughtering. Dhabh and nahr. Dhabh we call when you slaughter a lamb, it's called dhabh. When you slaughter a sheep, it's called dhabh. Nahr when you slaughter a camel. Have you ever seen a camel being slaughtered? They put the knife into the neck of the camel. Imam al-Mahdi salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi in ziyara nahiya, he says, As-salamu ala al-manhuri fil wara. Peace be upon my grandfather who was slaughtered in the public. 30,000 people were watching Hussein being slaughtered like a camel. Not a single person did anything. This is how it all started. وَسَهْمٌ فِي حَنَكِهِ. An arrow in the jaw of Hussein. وَسَهْمٌ فِي حَلْقِهِ. And an arrow in the mouth of Hussein. Go back to Imam al-Hassan's martyrdom when he says, لَا يَوْمْ كَيَوْمِكَ يَا أَبَا عَبْدِ اللَّهِ. There's no day like yours, O Abu Abdullah. You came to cry me. There's no day like yours. This is what the day he was talking about. The enemies have seen Abbas has left. Take advantage. Hit Hussein as much as you want. No one will stop you now. وَلِسَانُهُ مُشَقَّقٌ. Allahu Akbar. Ghareeb mawda. Ghareeb. His tongue is ripped due to the thirst. The most basic right of a human being is that you give them water. Your master of the youth of paradise died thirsty of 3 days, let alone a human right. Islam tells you before you slaughter a sheep, make sure it's not thirsty. La'anatullahu shimr. La'anatullahu shimr. He killed your Imam while he was thirsty. He slaughtered him. You know how he approached the Imam? With a blunt knife. He kept hitting it on a stone to make it even more blunt. 12 hits it took him to remove the head of Hussein. 12. He was watching all this. Zainab alayhi salam was watching this. Zainab alayhi salam was watching this. لسانه مشقق. You know how his tongue was on the day of Ashur? Like a dry piece of wood. Hurmala, when he was caught by Mukhtar asked him, what did you do on the day of Ashur? He said, I shot 3 arrows, one of them on Asghar, one of them in the eyes of Abbas, one of them in the water bag of Abbas, and the 4th was in the back of Hussein alayhi salam. Look how he says, I saw Hussein, he was all left alone, he was leaning onto his horse head like this. Look at me, my brother. Okay, Imam was resting. Your Imam was resting. He was hit so much, he wanted to rest. He says, I saw Hussein leaning on the back of the horse like this. I took an arrow, 3-headed arrow that you shoot an animal with. Animals were hit by this arrow. He goes, I shot Hussein alayhi salam with this. You know what he said after this? We all in Karbala, we heard the scream of Hussein. I made him feel the pain. I took the heart of Hussein out of his chest with that arrow. You know what Hussein did? Listen to this. You know what Hussein did? He took the blood and he wiped his beard with it. He wiped his beard and he said to them, سألقى جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وأقول له قتلني فلان وفلان وفلان. The Imam says, on the day of judgment, I will meet my grandfather and I will tell him, Fulan killed me, Fulan killed me, Fulan did this to me, Fulan did this to me. He was all left alone. Do you think it's finished? This is all before the Zabh. Gharib Imam. He was all left alone. You know what he says? When I struck Hussein with this arrow, he fell onto the ground. Hussein stood up. One of the Mal'oon comes and he hit Hussein on the head. Imam's face fell on the floor. His face first, he fell on the floor. Now the Imam tried to stand up. He was not able to. What does he do? He sits down. He was not able to stand up again. A Mal'oon comes and he hits him with a spear in his back. He wanted to put him down. You know what will break your heart right now? Listen to this, brother. Listen to this. You know what will break your heart? A lady by the tents of Hussein was watching all this. Zainab alayhi salam. Narrations tell us when Sayyida Zainab alayhi salam was born, just listen to the relation of Hussein and Zainab. How close were they? When she was born, she was in the hands of Fatima alayhi salam. Narrators say that she kept crying and crying and crying. Ali came, she kept crying. The Prophet came, she kept crying. Hassan came, she kept crying. Hussein came, she smiled. From day one, this Zainab was connected with Hussein, as if she's telling him, you are my father, you are my mother, you are my brother, you are my everything, O Hussein. This Zainab alayhi salam, the Muslimiyat of Zainab, you know how the Muslimiyat of Zainab? She was only 5 years of age. When Hussein came to bid her farewell, he said to her, Ya Zainab, isbiri wala tabki. He cried himself. He says, be patient and don't cry. He cried. He himself cried. Do you know what he cried? He looked in the eyes of Zainab and he saw a 5 years old seeing her mother between the wall and the door. He saw Zainab alayhi salam, saw Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen departing from this world. She saw the liver of Hassan alayhi salam. And now she's about to see Shimr sitting on the chest of Abu Abdullah. Zainab alayhi salam is Jabal al-Sabr. She is the mountain of patience. Mountain of patience is Zainab alayhi salam. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, we Imams, we Ma'soom Imams owe Zainab for what she has done after Karbala. What we have today is because of Zainab. We all owe it to Zainab alayhi salam. She was watching while Hussein was being slaughtered. What did she say end of all this? What did she say when she was asked by Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad Mal'oon, ماذا رأيك بما فعل الله بأخيك الحسين? How do you find what Allah has done to Hussein? La'natullahi alayhim. They said Allah has done it to Hussein. You know what she says? Since you attribute this to Allah, ما رأيت إلا جميلا. I see nothing except for beauty. The killing of Hussein in the eyes of Zainab, for the sake of Allah, she sees it nothing except for beauty. Now this is something I want you, my brothers, to keep it in your mind. And I end with this. Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam, again the ghurba of Hussein, Allahu Akbar. This man had you all in his mind. He loved each and every one of you. That's why he did what he did. Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam, and everyone, I would like everyone to look at me please. I want to show what Imam al-Sajjad did. He took his ring off. He took his ring. He stood among his companions. He says to them, who can see what is the stone of this ring? People at the back, right at the back, they said to him, it's very small, O Sajjad, we cannot see it. You know what Sajjad says after this? He says, not even a place as small as this on the body of Abdullah was free from the curse and wounds of the enemies. Not even a small piece. How big is this stone? This big. This big. From head to toe, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was full of cuts. Imagine 30,000 people approaching the Imam. 30,000. The one who had a sword, he would hit him with a sword. The one who had a spear would hit him with a spear. The one who had an arrow, he would shoot the arrow. The one who had none of these, he would pick the stone and stone Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. And you know what's most painful? The one who had none of these, he would take the sands of Karbala and put it on the wounds of Abu Abdullah. Assalamu alayka ya Abu Abdullah. وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا مهجهم دون الحسين عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم صل على فاطمة وأبيها وبنيها سر المستودع فيها بعد دموات ذكرها. السلام عليك يا عليك مني جميع سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر من زيارتكم وبعد الله. Please do not make this my last ziyarah to you, Ya Abu Abdullah. Oh brothers, the way Zainab is saying salam to Abu Abdullah on this night with your hearts, call out to Abu Abdullah.
السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين. قرأت عبد الله السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى Tonight is the night of Ashura. It's today your night. Oh night, and then your hours. Hussein is amongst his family. He recites Quran with his companions in his beautiful voice, so melodious and oh night, lengthen your hours. My moon is in the sky. Abul Fad is still there. Banu Hashim, the moon of Banu Hashim is still there. Oh night, lengthen your hours. My moon is in the sky, protecting the women and children with his watchful and fierce eye. Oh night, lengthen your hours. Rubab is soothing her baby's cries. Asghar is still in the arms of Rubab. Oh night, lengthen your hours. Rubab is soothing her baby's cries. He sleeps peacefully in her arms as Hussein comes to recite a lullaby. As Hussein comes to recite a lullaby. Oh night, lengthen your hours. I still have my mother's amana left. What amana is this? What amana are we talking about? Oh night, lengthen your hours. I still have my mother's amana left. A kiss upon Asghar's neck, and I need to embrace Hussein's chest. A kiss upon Asghar's neck, and I need to embrace Hussein's chest. Today is the night of Ashura, Shab Ashura. Oh Allah, I wonder how the Salatul Layl on this night was. I wonder how the Salatul Fajr was like. I wonder how the recitation of Quran is like. Zainab is crying, Hussein is soothing her. The family and companions are together. They know tomorrow may be their last day. Hussein knows tomorrow who is going to lose, what is going through his mind. Let us relate one instance from this night. Nafi bin Hilal, he was one of the companions of Abu Abdullah. He says on the night of Ashura, I could not find Abu Abdullah. I was worried about Abdullah on this night, surrounded by the army of Yazid. Where has he gone? I saw Abu Abdullah is away from the tents. He is on his horse, bending down, plucking something from the ground. I said, Ya Abu Abdullah, why are you here away from the tents? don't you know the enemies are here? It is dangerous. He says, Abu Abdullah says to Nafi bin Hilal, oh Nafi, I am just on the ground plucking the thorns, because tomorrow on this ground the women and the children are going to run. I don't want these thorns to go and their feet. He knows they're going to go through so many calamities, but to ease one calamity, he wished to do that. This is how much he loved his family, your brothers. A scholar in Iran, he once had a dream. Perhaps you have heard this before. Many of us may have had dreams with Abu Abdullah, or dreams or heard of dreams like this. A scholar in Iran, he had a dream once that he saw Abu Abdullah as he was on the day of Ashura. You heard from Brother Muhammad what he said. Imam Sajjad said that even the small stone of this length was between the wounds of Abu Abdullah. He says to Abu Abdullah, oh Abu Abdullah, I didn't know they had so many wounds upon you. I didn't know that you were covered with so much blood. He woke up, he began to lament and cry. He was a Khatib as well. He would recite Majalis for Abu Abdullah. That night he recited Mazlumiyat of Abu Abdullah, and he remembered this dream. He had a dream again. Abu Abdullah visited him. This time, he didn't have any wounds besides two. He says to him, oh Abu Abdullah, last night you had many wounds, but now you only have two. He said, don't you know, when my lovers shed tears for me, they heal my wounds. He says, Abu Abdullah, there are still two wounds. He says, listen, no matter how much they may cry, these two wounds will never be healed. What were they, brothers? The wound of the and the wound of Akbar upon my chest. Ali Akbar, he was very dear to Abu Abdullah. Tonight we will do tawassal to Ali Akbar, the shining light of Abu Abdullah's eyes. Do you know what? All of them loved him, not only because of his beautiful looks. His beauty was in his actions, in his mannerisms, in his akhlaq. This is why when he came to Abu Abdullah to ask permission, what did Abu Abdullah cry? He cried out, Allahumma shahad faqad baraza ilayhim ghulamun ashhash wal nas khaldan wa khuludan wa mantidan bi rasulik. Oh Allah, bear witness that I am sending into the battlefield someone who looks and resembles your Habib, your Prophet the most, in his behavior, in his looks and his logic. What does Abu Abdullah say next? وَكُلَّ إِذَا اشْتَغَلَ إِلَىٰ نَبِيِّكَ نَظَرْنَا إِلَيْهِ. Whenever you witness the Prophet, we will look at you It was very difficult for Abu Abdullah to say yes. But they say that when Ali Akbar asked, he said yes very quickly. But look at the way he said it. They said Abu Abdullah was weeping, and when you looked into his eyes, he had the most hopeless of hopeless looks, knowing his son will leave him. He said to Ali Akbar, before you go to the battlefield, go and ask permission from your mother Layla and your other mother Zainab. This is how much Zainab loved Ali Akbar as though he was her own son. Abu Abdullah says, your mother Zainab. This is how much Zainab looked after the children of Abu Abdullah. He goes to Zainab and Layla. He says, do you love me or do you love the son of Zahra? He says, I love the son of Zahra and we love you. He says, will you allow me to be sacrificed for the Kareem son of Zahra?
What could they say? They knew Abu Abdullah was in trouble, but they loved Ali Akbar as well. They said, of course, for the son of Zahra, may you be sacrificed. Abu Abdullah is watching, brothers. Do you know what he sees? He sees Akbar leave the tent, but goes back in. Leaves the tent, but goes back in. You know what is happening? Akbar would leave. Zaynab would say, come back. Akbar would leave again. Layla says, come back. I will try to leave again. Kulthum says, come back, my Akbar. They are holding on to him. Imagine the scene. You can imagine the women holding on to Ali al-Akbar, his aunts, his mother, his sisters. You can imagine a young girl singing, where are you going, my brother Akbar? Where are you going? Can you see my earrings? This is what our father gave to me. He goes to visit Imam Sajjad in his tent. Imam Sajjad, you know, he was very ill on the day of Ashura. Even though it was very hot in the day, his feet were very cold. He had a temperature. He was very sick. He sees Akbar in his armor. He begins to embrace him. He is wondering what has happened. He says, Aina Habib. He says, he has been killed, your brother. He says, Aina Zuhair. He says, he's been killed. He goes, Aina Ibn Sajjad. He says, brother, let me save you the trouble. There is no one left for our father, Abu Abdullah, besides Banu Hashim. What does Sajjad think? He's like, how can I be sacrificed for my father? May Allah give you patience. The musibah is only beginning. I know what is coming. The musibah is only beginning, brothers. Cry out your tears, don't save them. Lament for Abu Abdullah. Akbar returns to Hussein. He says to him, Father, I am ready. Abu Abdullah says to him, but Akbar, I have a request. You know what this request was? He says, whenever I wanted to tie your turban, your mother Layla, your aunt Zaynab would do it. But now you leave your elderly father, allow him to tie your turban. Imagine the scene. Akbar is on his knees. When he was tying the turban around his son, you know what he was uttering? Inna lillahi inna ilayhi raji'un. He put Akbar upon the horse. Akbar is going towards the battlefield. But you know what happens? Akbar hears footsteps behind him. Ya Allah. He looks behind. He sees a weeping man. He looks. It is Abu Abdullah. He says, oh father, why are you following me? Imagine what Abu Abdullah is saying. A poet recites, whenever I would miss the prophet, I would look at you, Ali Akbar. Whenever I would miss the prophet, I would look at you, Ali Akbar. I call out your name, oh beloved. Why don't you reply to your father? Look at your father Hussein. Look at your father Hussein. I cannot bear this pain. I cannot bear this pain. Answer me, for you I came. As I am crying your name, one more glass, oh my Ali. One last chance, oh my Ali. One last glance, oh my Ali. One last chance, oh my Ali. He says to Ali Akbar, you do not know what it feels like for an elderly father to see his youthful son leave him. Ali Akbar, he goes to the battlefield, he begins to say to the enemies, Ana Ali ibn Hussein ibn Ali, I am Ali, the son of Hussein, the son of Ali. He begins to fight them. Do you know, in narration, some of them say that he defeated 200 men, 200 of them. They would not fight one-on-one, brothers. They were trying to surround him. They were mal'oon, but still, this was the Haydar of his time. This is the son of Haydar, Ali al-Akbar. This was the audacity, the bravery, the strength that they had. Imam Hussein is watching on. All of a sudden, he has a desire in his heart. They say he goes to Layla, he wishes to see Akbar again. He says, oh Layla, Allah never rejects the wishes of a mother. Pray to Allah so that He returns my Akbar to me. Listen to the dua of Layla. Look what she says. Ilahi bisabr Abi Abdullah. Ilahi بأتاش أبي عبد الله إلهي بغربة أبي عبد الله. By the patience, by the thirst, by the غربة of Abu Abdullah, the one who brought Yusuf back to Yaqub, bring Akbar back to Abu Abdullah. Akbar returns, but this time he has a request for Abu Abdullah. They say that he didn't ask for water once, but now he says, oh my father, the heaviness of this armor is killing me. If you have one drop of water, then allow me to drink it. What does Abu Abdullah say? Imagine you are a father, this is the last wish of your son, but you cannot grant it. He says, don't worry, soon your grandfather Rasulullah will quench your thirst. It is clear Abu Abdullah has no more hopes left. He knows he is going to lose Akbar. Listen brothers, look what they did to the son of Abu Abdullah. He returns to the battlefield. They say we want to make the son, the mother of the son cry. One would shoot an arrow, another would get a pole and start to beat Abu Ali al-Akbar. But then all of a sudden, one lifts the spear and chucks it and throws it into the chest of Ali al-Akbar. This doesn't end the tragedies of Ali al-Akbar. You know what happened next? They struck the head of Ali al-Akbar. Blood began to pour. The blood, you know what happened? The blood poured onto the eyes of the horse. Instead of running towards the tent, the horse ran towards the enemies. You know what's happened? The soldiers would surround them, striking Ali Akbar from every side. He cries out, Alayka minni as-salam, ya ibn Rasulallah. You know what they say? When Abu Abdullah heard this, in one breath 7 times he cried out, Waladi, Waladi, oh my son, oh my son, Ali Akbar. He rushes to the aid of Ali Akbar. Narration says, Abu Abdullah didn't get off his horse, he threw himself onto the body of Akbar. He holds Akbar in his lap. He sees Akbar is hiding something. He says, son, remove your hand. What is it that you hide from me? He goes, Father, I don't know if you can bear this. He says, oh my son, do not worry. Your father can bear this. He removes the hand. He sees a spear lodged into the chest of Akbar. He holds on to this. He says to the Ali al-Najaf, oh, the one who lifted the gate of Khaybar, come and help your son to relive this day from your Akbar. Wa Husayna, wa Hulbata. The tragedies of here, brothers. Listen what happens next. You know when they were cutting him in pieces, they say Irba Irbab, he was in pieces. Abba Abdullah could not carry Akbar back to the tents. So we know what he did? He took off his Abba, he placed his Akbar in it. They say 50 times Akbar fell. He says, oh Banu Hashim, come and help me. Imagine Zainab is there. He says to Abu Abdullah, perhaps that Abu Abdullah, should I come and help you as well? He says, no, as long as Hussein is alive, Zainab remain in your tent. He takes the body of Akbar back. The women come and embrace Akbar. The body is on the ground. Zainab begins hugging Akbar, embracing him. I say to Zainab, embrace him, hug him, hug the son of Hussein. Because when it comes to Abu Abdullah, when you wish to embrace him, you will see there is someone already there. Is it a companion? Is it a family? No. There is someone upon the chest of Akbar. Embrace Akbar upon the chest of Hussein. Embrace your Akbar now, because there will be no chest to hug. Arrows will be in it, wounds will be in it. You will see your Hussein being slaughtered all alone on the plains of Karbala. Sallallahu alayhi ya Allah, ya Abdullah. Sallallahu alayhi ya Allah, ya Rasulallah.
As if Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam, she says, Hussein which that should enter Medina. How do I answer those asking where's Hussein? How do I answer those who will ask? Zainab, where's your Hussein? Where is Abbas? I'll say Hussein is a corpse without a head, and Abbas lost his right and his left. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Oh, ye gharib ola, oh, ye gharib ola, میدون هوا خدایی عادت کردم آمیه بدورم و به بیقرارم ای آرامش و
gelme boşuma kanun edelim az kudurem onu berat her yemi I beat my chest vein on harana as near as you are I will turn my home to your Karbala as far as I am as near as you are I will turn my home to your Karbala as strong as you are as weak as I am if I fall into silence as far as I am as near as you are as far as I am as near as you are I will turn my home to your Karbala as far as I am as near as you are as far as I am as near as you are I will turn my home to your Karbala as strong as you are as weak as I am as strong as you are as weak as I am I will turn my heart into your haram if I fail to reach your waving alarm if I fail to reach your waving alarm visit me more غريب آنا تو دریای عشق تو ببین غریقم و تو دارم هنوزم به گریه داری میدونم هوا داری عادت کردم و میه عادت کردم عادت کردم امید تو ای آرامش و سامون دلم ای آرامش و سامون دلم گرم با شما کنون دلم از تو دورم و گریه می کنم عشقامو برات هدیه می کنم از فارت آیم از near as you are as far as I am as near as you are I will turn my home to your Karbala as strong as you are as weak as I am as strong as you are as weak as I am I will turn my heart into your haram if I fail to reach your waving alarm if I fail to reach
Can you put the echo back on, please?
काश सोचा होता कि मोहम्मद का नवासा है मुसलमान, काश सोचा होता कि मोहम्मद का नवासा है। सैयदों का भरा दरबार जलाया क्यों है, बीवियों को सर बाजार क्यों सोचा होता कि मोहम्मद का नवासा है मुसलमान, काश सोचा होता कि मोहम्मद का नवासा है। बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा। हुस्न बाबा तस्वीनू दिल लाशा चुखदा किंज बड़ा सिहावा की हाल सुनावा। बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा। बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा। जब जख्मी होई ओदी कर दे मेरे दे पास आखरी किताब बिच बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा। हुस्न बाबा तस्वीनू दिल लाशा चुखदा किंज बड़ा सिहावा की हाल सुनावा। बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा। बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा। शिमर खंजर देवार करता सी वीर तस्वीर खुदा करता सी, तेरा दरबार शिमर ने के ओदी तकरीर सारा की हाल सुनावा। बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा, बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा। सुन बाबा तस्वीनू फिर ला
दा की हाल सुनावा बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा बड़ा ओका ओ बाबा वेला सी जीर तो लते आसी जगा बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा बाबा मैं हुसैन दा की हाल सुनावा आखिर रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा आखिर रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा आके रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा मैं हूँ मुश्किल में मुझे पास बुला लो बाबा आके रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा भागते ऊंट से बाबा मैं कहीं मार तो मेरी पोशाक चली मुझको जिंदा के अंधेरों से निकालो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा के रस्सियों से अपनी छुड़ा लो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा मैं हूँ मुश्किल में मुझे पास बुला लो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा नींद आती नहीं सोने से भी डर लगता है मुझे तो मेरे कानों से फूसता है अपने सीने पे कड़ी पलक सुना लो बाबा नींद आती नहीं सोने से भी डर लगता है जो घर पे तो मेरे कानों से फूसता है अपने सीने पे कड़ी पलक सुना लो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा के रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा आके रस्सियों से सकीना को छुड़ा लो बाबा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रे दावा रो के ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा
पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर बचावा आग बुझावा आबिद बचावा आग बुझावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा आबिद बचावा आग बुझावा आबिद बचावा आग बुझावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा बोलो घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा यूसुफ को सोने मेरे वीर मारे मैं शाम चलिया बेकफन सारे यूसुफ को सोने मेरे वीर मारे मैं शाम चलिया बेकफन सारे कब्र बनावा या रसिया बाबा कब्र बनावा या रसिया बाबा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा यूसुफ को सोने मेरे वीर मारे मैं शाम चलिया बेकफन सारे यूसुफ को सोने मेरे वीर मारे मैं शाम चलिया बेकफन सारे कब्र बनावा या रसिया बाबा कब्र बनावा या रसिया बाबा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा आबिद बचावा आग बुझावा आबिद बचावा आग बुझावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेहंदी बचावन विच शाम आई सब लोग बेकर मेरी बैरदाई मेहंदी बचावन विच शाम आई सब लोग बेकर मेरी बैरदाई सुनावा या मौलुकावा खुतबा सुनावा या मौलुकावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रिदावा रो आके ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा आबिद बचावा आग बुझावा आबिद बचावा आग बुझावा रो आके ज़ैनब ज़ैनब किस पास से जावा मेरा घर जलाया के ज़ैनब किस पास से जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रे गावा रोआ के ज़ैनब किस पास से जावा है बिच का सर्दी लाश आई चुम चुम के टुकड़े कब्ज़ा जाई है बिच का सर्दी लाश आई आबिद बचावा या हक मुजावा आबिद बचावा या हक मुजावा रोआ के ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रे दावा रोआ के ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रे दावा रोआ के ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा आखिरी अंतरा लुटिया रे दावा रोआ के ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा मेरा घर जलाया लुटिया रे दावा रोआ के ज़ैनब किस पासे जावा यूसुफ तो सोने मेरे वीर मारे मैं शाम में चलिया बेकफन सारे यूसुफ तो सोने मेरे वीर मारे मैं शाम में चलिया बेकफन सारे
Keep this passion, inshallah. Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein. Everyone, Allah to Imam Hussein. Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein. Oh Master of the Martyrs, oh Son of Zahra. Oh Master of the Martyrs, oh Son of Zahra, facing soldiers and archers, alone in Karbala. How do they not know who you are? Alliance, Son of Haydar Karra. How
that I can see a young small soldier, only 6 months old, saying I will defend my master. Oh, the call to prayer, oh, the call to prayer. Why have you ended so soon? Oh, fathers will now bury sons, fathers will now bury sons, and the spares will carry wounds. Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother. Brothers, if you are tired, let me know now. Then I will leave and Zainab will lament for Abdullah. Then Fatima, your hands were raising high from Urdu Matam. Now I recite this, your hands have gone down. Please brothers, Zainab is lamenting about Abdullah tonight. I know the passion in your heart is greater than the passion in my heart. So teach me your passion. Raise your hands at the start of it. When I say, oh master of the martyrs, I want you to raise your hands. But now call out to Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein. Raise your voices. Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein. Again, Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein. Oh master of the martyrs, oh son of Zahra, oh master of the martyrs, oh son of Zahra, facing soldiers and archers, alone in Karbala. How do they not know who you are? Allah, son of Haydar Karam. Allah, son of Haydar Karam. Oh Allah, how is it on that day the skies did not rain? Oh Allah, how is it on that day the skies did not rain? Not one drop of the blood could quench the dry lips of Hussein. What a day is this that I can see a young small soldier, only 6 months old, saying I will defend my master. Oh, the call to prayer, oh, the call to prayer. Why have you ended so soon? Fathers will now bury sons, and the spares will carry wounds. Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein, Gharib Mother Hussein. I wish I was with you there to be your honor. I wish I was with you there to be your honor. The arrows would hit my chest, I should let prayer. How did the heavens bear, singing you carry? How did the heavens bear, singing you carry? From the battlefield, your mother's body, the heavens fell when you fell down in between Qasim and Ali Akbar, in between Qasim and Ali Akbar. You took the son from the arms of a father. Fatima cries, Allah accept this wish from me. What does Lady Zayd, what does Lady Fatima want from Allah? Lady Fatima cries, Allah accept this wish from me. Make a piece from my veil, a shroud to cover my son's body. Lady Fatima cries, Allah accept this wish from me. Make a piece from my veil, a shroud to cover my son's body. Gharib Madar Hussain, Gharib Madar Hussain, Gharib Madar Hussain, Gharib Madar Hussain. Oh, water in the river, did you hear that cry? Oh, water in the river, did you hear that cry? A cup full of small children, our lips are dry. There's no despair when he was there. The door of wishes, Ya Abu Fadil. The door of wishes, Ya Abu Fadil. Oh, sons of Karbala, tell me this, I ask you which place, when he fell from his post with no arms, how did you embrace? He never gave up when his eye could not see anymore, but he lost all hope when the arrow made the water pour. Oh, Abbas, I am here, your Hussein is by your side. Oh, Abbas, I am here, your Hussein is by your side. Let me wipe your blood filters so you can open your eye. What does Abbas say? What does Abu al-Faz say to Abu Abdullah reply? Leave me by the river, leave me by the river. I have let down your daughter, return to the tent, brother. They will attack the children. Gharib Madar Hussain, Gharib Madar Hussain, Gharib Madar Hussain, Gharib Madar Hussain. I remember heaven's door burning in the flame. I remember heaven's door burning in the flame. As she defends her master, the mother of Hussein. All alone in Karbala is Zainab's brother. All alone in Karbala is Zainab's brother. She stands upon the hill, defending her master. Oh, my brother, it's your sister, your soldier. I am Zainab al-Kubra, your soldier. I am Zainab al-Kubra. Oh, Hussein, don't worry, your Zainab is your flag bearer. No Abbas, no Akbar, no Asghar, but I'm here, master. Oh, treacherous men, do you not feel any shame? He is in prayer for the sake of Zahra Hussein. Oh, Hussein, our mother, as you fell on the floor. Oh, Hussein, our see her falling like she did behind the door. Oh man, he is praying. Oh man, he is praying. Do not sit upon his chest. Why don't you sit? Why she saying this for? Oh man, he is praying. Do not sit upon his chest. My mother is here watching. Please stay away from his neck. Gharib Mother Hussein. Gharib Mother Hussein. Gharib Mother Hussein. Gharib Mother Hussein. How long alone for Karbala? How long alone for Karbala? Tomorrow you rain on Haramain. How long alone for Karbala? How long alone for Karbala? Tomorrow you rain on Haramain. As soon as I reach you, I'll wait and beseech you. Pain of Haramain, so don't you blame me. So don't you blame me if I go crazy when Zainab prays me. Sakina train me, morning for Hussein, Sarar Zainab, Amir Hussein, ونعم الأمير ونعم الأمير صالح زينب أمير حسين ونعم الأمير ونعم الأمير صالح زينب أمير حسين ونعم الأمير ونعم الأمير. سميت كربلاء للميدان. سميت كربلاء للميدان. سميت كربلاء للميدان. للميدان. سميت كربلاء للميدان. سميت كربلاء للميدان. سميت كربلاء للميدان. Leave me with Hussein. 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 Watches over this arena. When your name was struck with death, all the same Hussein of Fatima shed tears. And when your head was separated, Hussein, Hussein, and raised on the bed. And when the hand of your brother came back with no water, and Abbas said his final farewell to Hussein, his master. The Karbala, how did you greet him? The Karbala, how did you greet him? And when he fell, how did you meet him? The Karbala, how did you greet him? And when he fell, how did you meet him? And when Hussein needed the water, Al-Qamir, why won't you feed him? Al-Qamir, why won't you feed him? I'm calling Allah's grandson. I'm calling Allah's grandson. I'm calling on money.
chest to ease the pain. I'm calling Hussein, ha! Beating the chest to ease the pain. I'm calling Hussein, ha! Beating the chest to ease the pain. Bainul Haramain, we lose my voice calling your name. Bainul Haramain, we lose my voice calling your name. Hussein, oh Hussein, oh Hussein, oh Hussein, oh come aid me, Hussein, Hussein, come aid me, Hussein, Hussein, Majnoonak, Hussein, Hussein, Majnoonak, Hussein, Hussein, Qur'ani, Hussein, Hussein, Qur'ani, Hussein, Hussein, Majnoonak, Hussein, Hussein, مدرسة قبل صرت مجنونك، Hussein, Hussein، يا بناتك حيرت بعيونك، Hussein, Hussein، خدمتك من الصغر هذه يمشي للقبر، والله ما يسوى العمر من دونك. Come aid me, Hussein, Hussein, come aid me, Hussein, Hussein, Ya Hussein, and if my 2 feet fail me, Hussein, Hussein, if not I will not tomorrow, you save me, Hussein, Hussein, if they fail to walk at all, Sayyidi, then I will call, and Mate had better fall. Come aid me, I'm crazy, Hussein, Hussein, Majnoonak, Hussein, Hussein, I'm crazy, Hussein, Hussein, in your loving it's the way you raise me, Hussein, Hussein, and no medicine will heal or change me, Hussein, Hussein, it's the way I want to stay. Hey, lunatic, what I say, no one can control the rain. I'm crazy, so leave me, Hussein, Hussein, so leave me, Hussein, Hussein, let the blood rain for Hussein and bleed free, Hussein, Hussein, let the heavens ache and I cry until they are dry, and stop asking all your wives and leave me. When near you, Hussein, Hussein, when near you, Hussein, Hussein, when near you, inshallah, when near you, Hussein, Hussein, if you hear me, can you make me hear you, Hussein, Hussein, I am walking up to your shrine temple, Hussein, Hussein, let them call me what they call, when for you my tears they fall, Zainab is touching the moon and can't take my reason, Hussein, Hussein, my reason, Hussein, Hussein, my day and my nights and my 4 seasons, Hussein, Hussein, my blood and heart and the air I breathe in, Hussein, Hussein, my spirit you are my soul, Sayyidi you are my God, Sayyidi you are my all, my reason, Ya Abul Fadl, لو صحت تهتز السماوات، يا أبا الفضل، لو صحت تهتز السماوات، يا أبا الفضل، لو صحت تبقى نحن هيهات، يا أبا الفضل، يا أبا الفضل، يا أبا الفضل، يا أبا الفضل، مجنونك، Hussein, Hussein, مجنونك، Hussein, Hussein, مجنونك، Hussein, Hussein, مجنونك، Hussein, Hussein, مجنونك، أنا ما أقدر، أنا ما أقدر أعيش بدونك، أعيش بدونك، يا أبا الفضل. If you had taken a sip from the river, يا أبا الفضل. If you had taken a sip from the river, يا أبا الفضل. With your sword over your foes you'd deliver, يا أبا الفضل، يا أبا الفضل، يا أبا الفضل، يا أبا الفضل. سلطاني، 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 للإيمان يضع عنواني. I am pleasing al-Hussein, Ya Abul Fadl. When I call you, I am pleasing al-Hussein, Ya Abul Fadl. You're the pride of Fatima, Umm al-Banin, Ya Abul Fadl, Ya Abul Fadl, Ya Abul Fadl, Ya Abul Fadl. Ayn Allah, Ayn Wajh Allah, حي الله حسين وجه الله على فقدك ظهره على فقدك ظهره تنكسر واويله تنكسر واويله يا بلبل with no hand to hit his flow without your sight يا بلبل with no hand to hit his flow without your sight يا بلبل take my right and take my left and take my right يا بلبل يا بلبل يا بلبل يا بلبل يا زينب 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 يا شیرینی رویای منی تا به قیامت پای تو هم دید منی دنیای منی آقای منی شورینه و شیدای تو هم شیرینی رویای منی تا به قیامت پای تو هم دین منی دنیای منی آقای منی آه شهیدان تو یا حسین آه بر سر خوان تو یا حسین آه به دلم حسرت کربلا 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 خانی در ذات احدی جل ابو فاضل مددی عاشق عشق نام تو صاحب من ارباب منی آقای منی ساکن کربلا یا حسین خاک کویت شفا یا حسین به دلم حسرت کربلا 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 در شب ظلمت ماه منی دلیل عشقی راه منی نماز روحم سوی تو قبله من محراب منی آقای منی آینه خدا یا حسین شهید ازم جدا یا حسین به دلم حسرت کربلا 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 ونبي عربي ورسول مدني وأخيه أسد الله مصطفى وعلي وبالزهراء وبتول وبأم ولدته وبالسرسين وشمسين ومولد زكي وبالسجود وبالبقر والصدر حق وبموسى وعلي وتقي ونبي وبذي العسكر والحجة قوم البحار الذي يضرب بالسيف بحكم الأزلي بمحمد وعلي بمحمد وعلي بمحمد وعلي بمحمد وعلي نور علي يا مظهر العجائب نور علي يا مظهر العجائب تجده لك في النوائب كل هم وغم سينجلي كل هم وغم سينجلي بعظمتك يا الله بعظمتك يا الله بعظمتك يا الله بنبوتك يا محمد بنبوتك يا محمد بنبوتك يا محمد بولايتك علي 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 حيدر 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 محمد 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 زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زينب 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 حسن 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 هرج دورا هذا الكرب ولو بسم الله بأبي أنت وأمي يا أبا عبد الله حسين 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 أبا الفاس أبا الفاس أبا الفاس أبا الفاس يا موسى بن جعفر يا بابا الحقائق يا موسى بن جعفر يا بابا الحقائق يا موسى بن جعفر يا بابا الحقائق يا موسى بن جعفر أين الطالب بدم المقتول بكربلاء 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 آغابيا 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 أين الطالب بدم المقتول بكربلاء يا ابن الحيدر يا ابن الزهراء يا بيا أين الطالب بدم المقتول بكربلاء مولا بيا مولا بيا مولا بيا أين الطالب بدم المقتول بكربلاء يا حجة الحسن عجل على ظهوره يا حجة الحسن عجل على ظهوره يا حجة الحسن عجل على ظهوره يا حجة الحسن عجل على ظهوره
کس و تنها دشت قربان گده دردانه زهرا باشد نگران تر ز همه زینب کبرا باشد دل زینب چه برآشفته و بی سامان امشبی را شب عاشورا شاید سخت‌ترین شب سال آخرین شب که رقیه دیگه واداد فردا شب باید توی بیابونا با پای برهنه امشب پای رقیه سالمه شرح این واقعه سخت است که مکتوب شود این همه زخم محال است دگر خوب شود سینه شاه نباید که لگد خوب شود عصر فردا بدش زیر سمه شب وداع زینبه چیزی بگو که خواهرت جون بلمه اون همه غم برای خواهرت بسه کاشکی بمیره و به فردا نرسه شده شب نیایش و دعا برام بخواه شهادت از خدا نمیدونی چه سخت دیدمه فردا به روی نیزه برادر وای اگه فردا برسه برادر وای اگه فردا برسه برادرم روزه مادر رو بخون قوت قلبی به دل من برسون این همه سر برای داغ تو کمه بگو که فردا مادرم کنارمه بگو میاد با سوز و اشکا میاد پیش زینب
ببین به من بگو که فاطمه با من میاد میونه قتلگاه. آره زینب فردا میاد صدا میزنه میگه بنیه 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 قتلوک ذبحوک و من الماء منعوک. این صدای مادرم زهراست، اما یه ساعتی هم میاد من حسین صداش میزنم صدا میزنم اخیه علیه زینبم میاد. همون ساعتی که وارد گودال میشه شمشیر شکستار کنار میزنه، نیزه شکستار کنار میزنه، یه بدن پار پار روی زمین میبین. شکست زینب برادر سری در بدن نداره. یا الله خم شد زینب لبها به رگهای بریده گذاشت. حسین وای 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 حسین وای بأبي المستضعف الغريب يا مظلوم يا أبا عبد الله صلى الله عليك يا سيدنا الغريب يا سيدنا العطشان يا حسين بن علي. I know you brothers are tired, I know you're tired, but there's one last concern from the volunteers from Cheetham Hill. Please bear with it. Our tiredness is not greater than the tiredness of Imam al-Hussein. Ya Hussein, 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 Ya
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेपता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा
बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा 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 बेखता मारा गया। जो मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता 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 मारा गया। खैरुन्निसा का लाडला, खैरुन्निसा का लाडला बेगुनाह मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता 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 मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बीबी आपका गुस्सा कबूल करें। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता मारा गया। खैरुन्निसा का लाडला, खैरुन्निसा का लाडला बेगुनाह मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता मारा गया। मुस्तफा की लाडली ने नाज़ों से पाला जिसे, मुस्तफा की लाडली ने नाज़ों से पाला जिसे। वो सरे कर दो बला, वो सरे कर दो बला बेगुनाह मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता 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 मारा गया। खैरुन्निसा का लाडला, खैरुन्निसा का लाडला बेगुनाह मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता मारा गया। छाई काबे पर उदासी हिल गया अर्शे बरी। छाई काबे पर उदासी हिल गया अर्शे बरी। जब हुसैन बिन अली, जब हुसैन बिन अली ऐ खुदा मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिल रुबा बेखता 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 मारा गया।
हाय खैरुन्निसा का लाडला,
खैरुन्निसा का लाडला,
बेगुनाह मारा गया।
अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
लूट ली जालिम ने चादर ज़ैनब कलसूम की, लूट ली जालिम ने चादर ज़ैनब
बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा
फिर ये मिसरा और इसके दूसरा
मारा गया।
लूट ली जालिम चादर ज़ैनब कलसूम की,
लूट ली जालिम चादर ज़ैनब कुलसूम की।
हो गई बेआसरा, हो गई
बेआसरा,
आसरा मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
हाय खैरुन्निसा का लाडला,
खैरुन्निसा का लाडला,
बेगुनाह मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
छाई का बेपर उदासी हिल गया अर्शे बरी,
छाई का बेपर उदासी हिल गया
हुसैन ए खुदा मारा गया। जियो जियो जियो
बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
रोती है कलसूम ज़ैनब लाशे शबीर पर,
कुलसूम ज़ैनब लाशे शबीर
बहनों का परदेस में, बहनों का परदेस में आसरा मारा गया। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा
ये आपके किस्से से राज़ी हूँ।
मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का
दिलरुबा
बेखता मारा गया।
रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखता मारा गया।
खैरुन्निसा का लाडला, खैरुन्निसा का लाडला, बेगुनाह मारा गया, रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखुदा मारा गया। रोती है कलसूम बलना लाशे शबीर पर, रोती है कलसूम बलना लाशे शबीर पर, बहनों का परदेस में, बहनों का परदेस में आसरा मारा गया, रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखुदा मारा गया, 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 रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखुदा मारा गया। मौला को आप लोग पूछा देंगे या हसन या हुसैन या हसन या हुसैन, आप जवाब भी देंगे हो गए पढ़ेंगे। रसूल अकरम का दिलरुबा बेखुदा मारा गया, या हसन या हुसैन 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 या